We can offer much more to our current customers, so we can grow. Just somebody else pulling the weight, right?
Yeah, I'm saying yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so this is the two entities now.
This is the outside.
We're gonna merge now.
Yeah. Economically, the same.
So, do you thinking of merging your company with a strategic partner or maybe a competitor? It sounds like a great move. Bigger market share, more customers, and even higher profits.
Most likely.
Most likely. But before you finalize the deal, there's something you really need to think of. Who gets what in this deal?
Indeed.
It's very important.
Yeah.
So in this episode, we're going to talk about how you calculate the owner stake. And we're also going to show you with a very good calculation so you really get a note on how to do this when you're negotiating your new business in the merger.
Exactly.
Our beloved business lawyer, you're here with us today.
Hello.
Kat, and she's going to go through all the details. And we have our best friend today, the whiteboard. So we're going to start the calculation.
Yeah. Because we're thinking that's the best way to help out. Because when you merge, we're talking about two companies combining, coming together.
Exactly.
And either you can do it by one company surviving, so the other one merges into one company, or you merge them up to a new company.
Oh, so there's different ways.
Yeah. Most typically, you will take the largest entity and merge the smaller entity into that. So that's what we're going to show you now, that when you are that smaller entity and you'll get paid in equity, in shares in the bigger entity, what are you entitled to? How do you think about that? What does it mean that you had a specific number or ownership count in the smaller entity when you merge them together? And also you, owner of the bigger entity, what happens to your stake? Will you be diluted? So, let's go.
Let's go. And remember, this is not legal advice, it's knowledge sharing. Good to have in mind.
Good to have in mind.
So, let's get behind the curtains.
Yeah, so example. Ida.
Yep, that's me.
You have a marketing agency called Smaller LLC.
Yes.
Going great, focusing on SEO, super exciting. You get a call from Kurt. Kurt has a marketing agency called the Bigger LLC. His focus is YouTube, is brilliant, many editors, a lot of focus on moving content. And he says, well, Ida, I've had my eyes on you ever since school, because we went to marketing school together.
Yes, we did.
Yes, I remember you. And I think that if you and I join forces, we can lower costs, we can offer much more to our current customers, so we can grow. So together, we'll be richer and more successful than if we're two separate entities. You get all fired up. Just somebody else pulling the weight, right?
Yeah, I'm saying yes.
Yeah.
Totally.
Big opportunity. Okay. So then we need to figure out just who gets what. Because mergers can be brilliant.
Yeah.
Joining forces, you cut your costs typically, because many costs are absolute or constant, so to speak, like administration, facilities, etc. So joining forces can often make sense, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Now,
Let's start.
We assume that we're done with the enterprise equity value, that negotiation, and we have a separate episode about EBITDA and EBIT and how you calculate that and how you argue to get the best price in total, your multiple. We have a separate episode also about enterprise versus equity value and how we're going to think about that and working capital, etc. We'll link to all those below.
Yes.
Yeah. So for this episode, we're talking about the equity value. We're happy, we're good. The value of your company is $20 million US.
20 million. So I will write it here.
Yeah. Smaller LLC has 20 million. Brilliant. And Bigger LLC has a company value of 50 million. So more than double.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we're going to look at the number of outstanding shares in your company is 100.
Yeah.
So we have 100 shares. And you have an ownership percent of 40.
Yes.
Because you don't own it completely. You have another founder with you, etc.
Yes, which means that I have 40 shares.
Exactly. To figure out the number of shares you have, we take 40% of 100. And we want to know the price per share. And then we take the total value of the company, the equity value, divided by 100, total number of shares, and we get
200,000 US dollars.
So a very, very high price per share. And we're doing that to illustrate this example. We're going to bring it home for you. And in particular in the private company, fully plausible that you have a high share, value per share. And total value of the company, well, we know that already.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's 20 million. And just to count backwards, in order to find out the total value of the company, we take the price per share times the number of outstanding shares. So everything adds up. Yeah. And if we want to know your value, we take 40 times the price per share, and we end up with a value of
8 million.
8 million. So we can write that also.
I write 8 million.
Yeah. So you have a value of 8 million, and your ownership percent is 40%. Okay. Going to bigger. What about, we're going to look at Kurt, but they have 10,000 shares outstanding.
Yes.
And Kurt has an ownership stake of 16%. So then, in order to figure out how many shares they have, we take 0.16 times 10,000 and we get
1,600.
Yeah, 1,600 shares. So his percentage times the total number of outstanding shares. And in order to find out the price per share in Kurt's company, we will take the total equity value of the company divided by the total number of outstanding shares. So 50 million divided by 10,000 shares, and then we get
5,000 US dollars.
Yeah.
And that's per share then?
Per share. So we have a lower value per share in the bigger company. Bigger value in total, lower price per share because they have more shares. And Kurt's value is 1,600 times the price per share, 5,000. So then we end up with 8
million.
8 million.
Too. Yes.
Same economic value. Different ownership stake, same economic value, different number of shares, different price per share, all ending up the same economic value.
Yeah,
Okay.
so this is the two entities now.
This is the outset.
We're going to merge now.
Yeah. So when we merge, this is the surviving entity. This entity will disappear. So in order to find out how many shares you, Ida, will be getting in the new company, we need to disregard how many shares you have now and the price per share you have now, not relevant. What is the relevant part is your ownership stake and the total value.
Okay.
So to begin with, we want to know what is the value of the new, complete, merged entity. And there we have 20 plus 50.
So that's
very simple.
I just
add
write
them
it
up.
here.
Yeah. 20 plus 50, we have the new, what's the value of the new company. And then we want to know, okay, how many new shares do we have to issue in the surviving company in order, because all of you shareholders in this entity are supposed to be shareholders in this entity.
Okay, so how do we calculate that?
Then we will want to find out, because we already have shares representing 50 million. So we need to issue shares representing the additional 20 million. And given that we know the price per share, we will take 20 million, because that's the added value. The cake has gotten 20 million bigger. And we divide it by the value, the price per share, because that will not change. So how many new shares do we have to issue in this case?
That's 4,000.
Yeah. So 4,000 new shares will be issued.
And that means we have to keep this 10,000?
Now the new total value, total NOsh in bigger LLC will be 1,400.
So I rewrite it here. The total is 1,400.
Yeah. 14. Or we can change it here.
14,000.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or we can have it here actually.
Yes.
Add that out. We can have bigger post-merger here. We'll edit this part out.
No, this is post-merger. So the new outstanding shares here is 14,000.
Yeah, and you can write an arrow here and 70 million. Perfect. This is really good. Yeah, perfect.
Yes.
So, and the price per share, that's the same. So you can write 5,000 here. Perfect. Now then, we want to know what happened to your 40 shares, right? Your ownership of 40. So you're entitled to, because the added part, 20 million, represented 4,000 shares. And of that added part, you're entitled to 40%, which means that we take 40%, 0.4, times 4,000, right?
Yes.
To get your part of it. And how many is that?
That's 1,600. So I get
Spot on.
more shares.
You get more shares, but the value per share is no longer 200,000. Now it's
5,000.
yeah. So what about your have you been diluted? What about your economic value?
Yes, that's what I want to know.
Yeah. So then we take the new number of shares that you got and take that times the price per shares of the new shares you have.
Which is 1,600 times 5,000.
Yeah. That looks like a plus.
Yes.
But it's a times. Yeah, multiple.
There
Brilliant.
it is.
And then we have
8 million.
8 million. So economically, we've done this correctly. You have not been diluted. That means we're on the mark.
So it's a good deal for me.
Yeah. And then we want to know ownership-wise.
Yeah.
Because you own 4% of the small company, but how about now? Then we take the shares that you own in the company and divide it by the total number of new shares.
Okay, so then we have to take my shares is 1,600
Yeah.
and divided by 14,000,
Yeah.
which is 11.6%.
Brilliant. I'm done. So you have a much lesser ownership. Ownership, less influence, less control. Economically, the same.
Well, I mean, for me, it looks like a good merge deal.
Yeah, exactly. So we've done this correctly. And what about Kurt?
What about Kurt?
Yeah, his shares remain the same, right? We've not touched those. Every current shareholders in the bigger entity, they're fine. But what about his ownership stake? Well, now, before he had 1,600 shares of 10,000, representing an ownership of 16%. Now he has, guess what? 1,600 shares of 14,000 shares. So now he's been diluted ownership-wise to 11.6%. But economically, 1,600 shares times 5,000, 8 million. The same. So we're good. We did it the right way.
So they're like equal owner stake now.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
And this shows that the price per share tell you nothing if you don't know the total value of the company and the total number of outstanding shares. So that's so important. That's why this is a good example. And also, if you're selling your company and the buyer wants to in part pay you with equity, which is very typical, use this calculation. It's exactly the same way you should be thinking.
It's really good.
Yeah.
So when you talk about it, it seems so easy. But as long as you have all the information, you can calculate your way through.
And you can skip back and look at the calculation. If you have any questions, we're happy to dig into that. But if you look at it and you follow, hopefully it makes sense.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, it's amazing. So it sounds so easy. And now you know how to calculate your owner stake if you're doing a merge deal.
Yeah.
So when you're negotiating now, don't feel like insecure because you have us here.
Yeah, exactly. And know that you can also make the control, because the economic value you have pre-merger and post-merger should not change. If you get the right number of shares to the right value, you should have the same economic value.
That's really good to know.
Brilliant.
Is there anything else you should think of?
No, I'm good.
Otherwise, drop your questions or tell us your experiences if you've done a merger.
Yeah, we would love to hear. Good ones, bad ones, catastrophic ones.
Yes. please share with us. I think many people learn a lot from hearing experiences.
Indeed.
And if you think that our content is value, like and subscribe to our channel. We're going to keep sharing this for you to have more knowledge about business law and these
at
kinds
zero
of
cost.
Exactly. That's the great part.
We really do want to share this at zero cost because business law is so expensive, secretive, etc. So that's why we're here.
We navigate you through the business world.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Kat.
Thank you.
And this episode is also powered by LE Fitness. Thank you so much for having us.
Hej då!
Hej då!